All right. Officially live, Tuohey.
Good morning. We got Real Talks with G. We got Jeff House. We got Red Candle Chaos. Good morning, guys. Welcome. Happy Tuesday. Yeah. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. Bryce, your internet is a little weak today. You're
No.
mostly okay. Just wanted to give you a heads up in case something happens here.
To be fair,
he's in the middle of nowhere.
I did just boot it up. So it might just be not just okay. I booted it up like 30 minutes ago, but you never know. That could be why.
On this Starlink, baby.
Yeah, Starlink. Let me actually disconnect like my phone for a minute. See if that screw it. Well, guys, I've got one watch today, and it's Neg. It's already up on your screen. Listen,
walk him through Neg, Bryce. This is all you.
Go to a daily chart for me, if you will. Go to like I don't know. Oh, perfect. No, that's perfect. Yeah. All right. We're just looking at like, so if you go back to just a couple of days ago, that first attempt at the breakout day right there, sideways day, day 2, day 3, breakout. Actually happened before that. If you go far, like that, you can still see it on your screen way back yonder on its highest volume day there. Right there, day 1, day 2 sideways, day 3 breakout. I'm looking for the same exact thing that it's been doing for basically every time this stock is broken out. That's now, to be fair, again, I say this every time. Yeah. I already got someone commenting about me and my neg. So here's the thing. I go over this every time I talk about neg. It's trading fine dollar volume, but the share volume is low. The spread is wide. So I always take smaller size, expecting bigger moves in both directions, meaning I'm probably going to have to start off, if I would buy out of the open, like risking yesterday's lows, which I don't really want to do. I'd hope it dips first. But as you see, like the day before, when it works, a lot of the time it just works. Yeah. All right.
You got your fan club.
I know.
Gator.
Hey, Vlad's in my fan club too. Actually, I'm in Vlad's fan club, I think. But
I like Derek's comment.
Find yourself a girl as loyal as Bryce is with neg.
Death, taxes, and neg. We got a great crowd today.
They love it. Dude, I've been talking about neg for probably since the day we started doing these.
Yeah, I know you have. And honestly, negs kept running. But
I know.
Yeah, what was it was this Friday? I think it was Friday.
Yeah.
You did have a great trade on it. I can't take it away from you. So
well, listen, I mean, you're gonna probably go into the rest here, but the day one gappers are definitely they exist, and there are, there's one I think probably decent one. And then a couple like lower volume or lower gap up ones. So it's just, Matt and I were just talking before this. Right now, we're like in the season of big picture ideas, of kind of swing trades, of multi-day, well, not even really multi-day runners, just multi-day trade setups. So Matt, if you want to go ahead and talk about some of those day one gappers, some of those kind of bigger picture ideas here.
Yeah, I was actually going to start with the SPY today. So the CPI number came out. It's what most people, consider to be the inflation number. Came in slightly below expectations on some. I think one of them was slightly above. Either way, it doesn't really matter. What matters is how does the market react to it. And the market, ripped. It actually, I believe that tapped all-time highs. Officially, technically tapped all-time highs here pre-market. Since then, we pulled back. The logic I have to assume is that people are getting excited because, maybe there's actually going to be a Fed rate cut because they came in slightly under expectations on most. So, watching just kind of what the SPY does, because, especially if rates get cut, more money likely will be flowing through the market, more runners, all good things. We want that to happen. In terms of actual trades, though, I think the best one, in my opinion, it's a little bit of a lower gapper. It's a little bit of a larger company, is going to be Zena, Z-E-N-A. This is an earnings winner, and they just have like a really, I didn't dig too far into the earnings or anything, but they absolutely smashed earnings, and they just haven't moved much on it. 500% increase year over year in revenue, it says. 250% increase in revenue in the first 6 months of the year. And looking at this chart, there is this kind of breakout level up here. So I am a bit concerned. Maybe we can only get $1 a share, but looking at the history, it has put in very, very big runs before, despite being somewhat of a large company. So I think Zena is likely the best watch for me just because there's kind of that fundamental reason for it to run. Everyone loves a good earnings report. I don't think it's going to be a huge winner, but maybe if we can get up to, the low mid sixes or something like that, I wouldn't mind taking 75 cents a dollar share, especially if I can get some type of entry here where I can risk maybe ideally like 10 cents, but 20 cents would be pretty good too. So I think that's my top watch heading into today. Other movers out there, BTAI, I was kind of hoping, I didn't realize they actually had earnings this morning. I was hoping, this broke out yesterday on some really good volume. And I was kind of hoping like, hey, maybe this is going to, blow off, maybe go to 10. But obviously they reported earnings this morning, kind of took a little poop. So I think that trades like a nothing burger. The hard one today that honestly probably puts in a big move is going to be this ATNF. They're now technically an Ethereum holder. They were just like some crappy biotech company before. But as you can see, it held up really well over the last month or so. And now we've broken out over those highs. And again, this one's got somewhat of a fundamental catalyst, which was Peter Thiel.
I was going to say, this is a billionaire play, right?
Yeah. He owns like 7% of the company. A filing came out last night, which is what started this run. Reason I say this is difficult is, look at this thing. Like it went from 3 to 6 back to 4, and now it's at new highs. So, just a lot of range on this thing. I think it might be difficult to get a potential trade on it, but definitely going to be watching closely to see if there is a trade.
To be fair, and I just kind of like seeing the way that, it moves. Like if it's making a move in pre-market, it just had a really simple consolidation break like 30 minutes ago that I didn't take because it really hadn't proven itself yet. But that was a nice, clean, simple move. Like if it can set up like that in the intraday, I'll be ready to try it at the very least.
Yeah. I guess kind of other back burner watches would be this BMNR. I don't know, to be completely honest, how this is going to play out. So Ethereum, obviously, on the CPI report, ripped to not all-time highs, I believe, but not all-time highs, but like yearly highs. So it broke out again because obviously if they cut interest rates, it's good for cryptocurrency too. So, what started this crazy action was they filed a $20 billion ATM, which is massive. Absolutely ridiculous ATM. So it got crushed, and then Ethereum and the CPI came out, and we just ripped back. So, honestly, I think shorts are pretty twisted right now on this thing. I think Ethereum's really strong. It definitely could keep running. The question is, are they going to be using that ATM, which stands for an at-the-market offering, so they can just sell $20 billion worth of shares? And are they going to use all that and crush the stock? Are there too many shorts in this now? That's the question. And honestly, only time will tell. So, yeah, definitely a potential for a big move in either direction here, whether it is a short squeeze or just a dump. There's definitely a lot of shares that they can sell. So watching that one, I hate BMNR if you've been watching this thing. So I probably don't trade it because, prime example why I hate it. Like that's just some crazy volatility, some crazy range, and it makes it hard to trade. And then we got this sub-dollar stock, which is probably one of the better gappers. Again, decent news. They have a patent, decent. I wouldn't say that's A+ news, but at least there's a good catalyst for it running. The volume's okay pre-market, nothing crazy. But lately these sub-dollars have been putting in pretty good morning spikes. So if we can see it, pop above 40 and then even consolidate maybe between 40 and 45, that definitely could be a trade post-open. And the last one I got is probably Tilray. But Tilray put in a huge move yesterday. I'm not uber confident if it can put in a secondary big move today. They're a weed company. And in case you missed the headline, Trump basically said he wants to decriminalize or reclassify, I guess, weed. So a lot of weed stocks had pretty good moves yesterday. Yeah, that's what I got. Anything to add to it? I just went on a monologue for a while.
No. Monologue Monaco. That's what we call. No, I'm kidding. I was go back to PRPH real quick. These are kind of fun because since they're so cheap, right? It's 39 cents a share. It only is gapped 37, 38%. It's just not really enough to get a lot of shorts enticed. So I'm not saying it guarantees a run, but it does. I used to love trading. I called them low volume gaps, but this one it's not low volume. It's just like a lower gap up, not super high volume. So these can be kind of sneaky. It's setting up pretty good structure. So like it's definitely for me, I'll keep an eye on it. I don't hate the sub-dollar stocks as much as Matt, although they're not fun to trade a lot of times. And I think we went over that maybe yesterday before Matt hopped on. That's about it. So like it's same thing with, although Zena's a earnings winner, so I guess a little bit different there.
Yeah, Zena and a slightly larger float, slightly larger market cap. Like I don't think it's going to put in a huge move, but it could be just a highly predictable move. So
I will say this, just kind of overall, sentiment today. Normally there'll be day one gappers that I look at like on the short side for a potential short. I don't have a single thing I'm looking at on the short side. Like there's just nothing really up enough, which to me, a lot of times, and I wouldn't say we're in a slow market. I've definitely seen worse markets than this. So like my hope is that, given that there aren't any crazy gappers today, that like one of those kind of turns into a sneaky runner, whether that is, I think ATNF is probably going to be the runner. I think it's going to be a little, like Matt said, a little bit harder to take a real trade on. But maybe PRPH, maybe something new pops up. I don't know. I would love to see that. Lou said stonks only go up, don't short. Hey, you know what? If they cut rates, I think shorting might be off the table for a little bit.
Yeah. He also mentioned Circle, which is earnings winner and just a massive
stonks only
massive move here. I would have traded Circle if it probably opened around like 175, but it's already at 185. Like the move kind of already has happened on this thing. So pretty nutty move on that earnings winner. And yeah, SPY holding up decently. So post open will be telling, especially on the SPY. We got Bryce's neg up. Yeah, and BM&R just trucking. Trapped definitely a lot of shorts. Like, I mean, that was a huge filing. And just because the ATM is there, they don't have to use it, right? So if they don't, that's what leads to the short squeeze. EQ is holding. Yeah, I was looking at EQ this morning.
I think it's a better,
even a decent little pop there. Yeah, it held better than it should have yesterday. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it should have probably cracked and died. And that's again one of those scenarios where if it holds better than it should, something's up. So
and what was interesting about that one is that actually, other than the pre-market high break, like early on, it never really trapped long. So there was never another trend break where it tried to rip up. I would say, if anything, shorts are way more trapped in this one. I personally would prefer this to be like a day 3 mover, tomorrow, but man, it's holding up. If I'm short this still, which I'm not, but if I'm still short this, I'm getting a little scared at this pop here. You're probably down on your position, right? So I don't know. I don't love trading a second day mover like this. That's kind of just mid-range, but I do think it's worth at least keeping an eye on. Again, multi-day setups right now are working better than day ones.
Well, we got like 7 seconds here. So again, I think Zena kind of watching over this like 570 or so level. ATNF, it's going to be hard. Hopefully it sets up well, but I'm not super optimistic. And then PRPH is a decent setup there too. So going to wait and see. Let's see.
Yeah, now at this point, if PRPH can hold this little dip here, I wouldn't be opposed to trying it through that kind of high a day at 40 cents. That could be nice. Or they could just keep going.
There's Zena, baby. Boom.
Boom, boom.
Oh, BM&R.
What's it doing?
Fugly. I feel like, yeah, that's tapping the ATM right
Oh
there.
my Lord, that's on volume too.
Yeah.
Wow. PRPH, I'll probably try if we don't dip any lower. I'll probably try a attempt through 40 cents. Just a dip and rip idea, but I don't love that it's like right at VWAP. I probably won't take crazy size on that yet. You know, the VWAP's just a natural resistance level, but that is a nice little dip and rip setup.
Yeah, PRPH watching that 40-cent level. I agree. This ATNF is being challenging, kind of as expected.
Yep.
And Zena here. Let's get a 1-minute chart up. You know, start trying to hold this 560 support. If it does, I guess the next buy would probably be like through 580.
Come on, PRPH. You can do it. I believe in you. You can break through. You can do it if you really want. I wish EQ wasn't a day two here. Like it's holding the dollar level. It's
Someone says, "What are my thoughts on the SPY?" Honestly, like I don't really have indifference, I guess I'd say. But obviously it's ripping, baby. So I think a lot of people got excited about that CPI number, thinking that, you know, that could lead to rate cuts.
there's PRPH. There it is. It's honestly not getting that much range, which is a little. It's on all that volume. It went up a penny a share, like, you know. And now there, yeah, that's.
Yeah. It's not trading huge volume either. It's good volume, but I wouldn't say huge volume.
Yeah, that's true. It only traded like a couple million and a half or 2.5 million shares there, which sounds like a lot, but it's a 30-cent stock. Oh, interesting too. I didn't even see this, but PRPH does have earnings tomorrow morning.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. So I mean that it could just be getting hyped up for earnings. That's not impossible.
Yeah, BM&R, man, crushed there.
That is, I mean, I suppose not like the most surprising thing, but again, like you said, no, there's just no way of knowing. Are they going to use that ATM? Are they going to try to let that thing ride? But which is honestly pretty unfortunate, because I really thought if this wanted to go another, like today, if this wanted to run like $80 today, man, that could have been a really nice short coming up in a couple of days here. And they just didn't want that to happen. PRPH, come on.
You can do it, baby.
Oh my, there we go.
Zena did not hold that support. I never even took a trade on. I missed that first initial pop and then was waiting and didn't get it. So PRPH is moving though.
Come on, get through 42 little by little. Oh man, big seller at 42. Big seller. They're just not letting that thing through. There you go. I hate when like this is case in point, like just grinds. It can't, you know, I don't remember all of the kind of sub dollars that we've been watching. You know, there's been SGBX, there was one or two more. Like those ones were giving just one crazy swipe through like this. The crazy swipe was $0.015 a share. That was its crazy swipe on that. By the way, that was a big volume candle. That was 7.5 million shares, and that's all it could move. Like, not a super big fan of that. I did have a small position through 42 or through 40, like I had mentioned there, and I'm already starting to sell. Just not a little bit lackluster, if you will.
Yeah, that was our first like big volume candle, and
it's not. I mean, it's holding, which is kind of weird. You'd expect a big volume candle like that didn't really move to kind of start selling off, but now that 42 seller is kind of turned into a 42 buyer.
Yeah,
but just that seems to be the only buyer.
couple people asking for some other stocks. X4
is
not a huge fan at the moment. It looked okay, I guess, in the open, but not anymore. Givo, yeah, same thing. It's just got all this resistance from the previous days, and that makes it rather difficult to trade. EQ, just pooping. Tuohey is getting a decent little push there.
Tuohey. Honestly, I mean, can't deny that is pretty crazy. That's up 100% from, you know, not lows yesterday, but it gapped up yesterday, now up 100% from that kind of 60 roughly. Impressive. You got your eyes on anything, Monaco? Just Zena still?
Yeah, watching this bounce on BM&R. I think I'm just going to sideline that. I was watching Circle, trying to see if I should dip by this thing. It's a large company, but earnings winner, pretty good dip into this support down here. Yeah, I don't really got nothing crazy, to be honest with you. SPY is just a monster right now.
It's honestly really impressive that it's still
BTAI killing, just getting crushed post earnings.
Yeah, a lot of you know, it's funny, a lot of small cap setups in the earnings space lately that are just, we were talking a few minutes before, like this could have been a nice first red day, and instead earnings just kind of turned it into an overextended gap down. And I don't know. I don't love trading those.
BBAI, what's that one doing?
I think that got crushed too, did it not? Yeah, that
definitely got crushed. Not that it can't come back, but as I like to say, you're fighting quite an uphill battle on this bad boy. BTAI crushed. A lot of the AI stocks for some reason getting smacked pretty good.
Well, I was it's kind of funny. I was talking to someone yesterday, and going back to the SPY, and we've got all these sectors right now. A kind of crazy stat that I didn't realize. Something, I don't remember the exact how it was said, but like 80% of these gains have been from like 5 or 10 stocks or something.
Yeah, I saw that. Crazy, right?
It's all been Nvidia and a couple of those big blue chip stocks, and it's like that is pretty nuts. But in the same breath, like they're still holding it up. It's still clearly very strong. Wow, all-time highs, man.
Yeah, SPY's all-time highs right now.
Well, and the crazier part is like I was talking to some of my like bigger picture friends. And they're more like swing traders and macro guys, and they're looking at these. The past couple of days would get the gap ups and flush, gap up and flush, and they're like, that looks weak, and then here we are. It just doesn't matter. Whether that's just shorts getting trapped, I don't know. I don't know how much that actually matters on like the SPY, but clearly that bears could not get in control here. It's still super bullish.
Yeah, Ethereum's holding up decently too. What's Bitcoin doing? Decent.
Is the question is Ethereum the new Bitcoin?
Or like the big runner? Like, I mean, it's got the potential.
Like the
Have you seen the chart?
Focus is that going to become like, is Bitcoin at the point now where it's like, because there used to be a real strong case for Bitcoin in the sense like if you bought it like 20, 30, 40,000, like you were thinking there's multiple 100% worth of upside. And I know there's still a lot of people and they might not be wrong. They're like, Bitcoin's going to 500,000, but that's going to take way longer than it did for Bitcoin to go from 30 to 60. But like, is Ethereum the one that could go from like 4 to 8, 4 to 10, 4 to 12? I don't know. I don't know enough about the crypto space, to be completely honest.
I mean, Ethereum, smaller market cap. They also have I think like record levels of short against Ethereum.
That's interesting.
Ooh, SPY just took a big slam here. I don't know.
Whoa, that's a huge slam.
If there's some news out here. I didn't see anything. But obviously pretty good slam there.
A lot of volume too.
Not seeing any
I'm not seeing anything.
Anything new at least, yeah.
Holy smokes, that's it almost looks like a news candle in a sense.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that doesn't look like a supernatural. Well, it does look supernatural. It doesn't look like a very natural candle, but crazy.
Man, slow. I ain't seeing nothing right now.
I'm not seeing a gosh darn thing.
Yeah. Drop some questions. ASTS is being hyped in Wall Street Bets. Yeah, I think they've been hyping that thing for a good year. And they're right, man. I mean, this stock over the last year has been maybe even a little longer, 2 years. Crazy move from, basically 2 years, from $2 to 50. That's pretty nuts.
Yeah, that's very impressive.
Breaking news posted the SPY thing.
Oh, what is it? Did any actual news on it, or are they just comments on the slam?
Oh, just some Trump comments. Too late, Powell must cut rates now.
That's not news. He's been saying that every day.
He says that every day.
Dude, I will never get over that Trump and Jerome Powell in the construction zone together.
Oh yeah, like a scene from The Office, dude.
That literally was a scene from The Office. I mean, that's reality TV, man.
Yeah, a couple people saying Capital Preservation Day. Someone said Oracle's all red. Is it pure short? Look, it's just a bit slow. There was that PRPH trade, which might set up for another one, but it's trading a little weird. It's being grindy.
It's
Zena kind of weird mid range, being grindy, not really doing much. Yeah.
It's funny. Oh, sorry, keep going. Didn't mean to cut you off there.
X4 did pop back though.
It's which it doesn't on slower days it can, but like everything just kind of followed the SPY dump there for a second. Even PRPH, like those wicks came at the same time as that SPY dump. Neg setting up for a breakout, same time as the SPY dump. It's just like that kind of took a couple of plays just and wrangled them a little bit.
Yeah, someone says some days you go long, some days you go short, some days you go fishing. I agree. I'm not going to say I'm entirely surprised by this. Big news days too, whether it's the CPI number, which is a very big news day, or the FOMC meeting, which I'm not positive when that happens. I think it's September is the first next one.
Yeah, I think we went through one a couple of weeks ago and a week or two
ago. Yeah,
ago.
like big days like that, everyone's just kind of like deer in the headlights. A lot of people are just like, because especially you got to think about it from like the big fund standpoint, right? Like, why would you want to bet millions, billions of dollars on something before information comes out? Like they want a clearer picture. And usually that's what they're waiting for.
Well, and like you also got to think too, right? On a big day like that, where it might be upside, it might be downside, but like there's going to be a lot of range in the broader markets, the SPY and everything. Like it does pull a little bit of attention away from small caps during that period of uncertainty. And so, I mean, not all. Don't get me wrong. There are some days where like a big earnings play will actually send some small caps where, the CPI or, FOMC or jobs reports like that'll send some small caps. But a lot of times, like, I mean, you just got a $3 a share pullback on the SPY. That's pretty good for a lot of people. A lot of people who are, trading those larger cap stocks, that's a big move. And speaking of, that is getting ugly.
Yeah, SPY not looking pretty.
SPY's do we just set highs? I don't know, probably not. We're probably back to all-time highs by this afternoon, but I will say though, I think Matt's kind of in the same boat right now. Very much so sit on the hands kind of morning. I took a little scalp on PRPH, but again, I stand by what I said. Like, that's all it could do. That's on a lot of volume. Now it's traded 150 million shares and it's moved 7 cents.
No, I agree, boss.
ATNF, I don't think that's just been dipping out of the gates. We got Rumble. Rumble is whoa.
Someone was talking about Fig too. It's a pretty good move on Fig. Rumble. What's Rumble?
RMBL. I don't know if that's like the real Rumble. That's up 70% though. I
think Rumble is rum. Yeah.
Rum. Oh, okay. I was like,
that's the real Rumble. This is
like,
Rumble on. I'm not really sure what this is.
Well, that's interesting. That's there's movement somewhere.
Rumble on looks like earnings winner.
Oh, it is an earnings winner. You're right.
Plus, they are rebranding to Ride Now.
Nice. When earnings isn't enough, always consider a rebrand. That's what I always say.
Oh, is it?
Oh, man.
Can I hire you for a consultant?
You can if you want. I am quite expensive, but Rumble knows that.
Tilray, nothing. Nothing. X4 could be decent over this 190 high, guys. That's probably one of the better trades setting up. Fig, you zoom out, Fig's just kind of mid-range.
Yep.
Over the last 10 days or so. So
I almost brought it up this morning when we were doing our kind of pre-market watch list there, and I was like, there's nothing there right now.
And this PRPH is holding up better than it should.
Yep, it is.
Zena, I'm just going to set alert basically a little over 560 because I don't really care about the stock unless we get a bit above that. ATNF, kind of the same thing. Like, I don't really care unless we get a little closer to 6. So I'll just set an alert. Dude, I'm going to go grab a glass of water. So
yeah, go grab one. I will, if anything moves, I will let you guys know. This looks like an OTC. Checking the scanners here. That is an OTC. Wait, did I just see DDD pop up on my scanner? That's funny. That was actually the first stock that I've ever bought. I was about 15 years old. It's up like 22%, but I was about 15 years old. It was back, gosh, I don't even know, 20. I think how old? If I was 15, I don't even know what year that puts me at there. 2013. Yes, I think it was 2013. That was the first stock I ever bought. It was a 3D printing company, and I was like, I couldn't tell you why. Could not tell you why I bought it, but for whatever reason, I had done my research, and I was like, this one is going crazy. And to be fair, it went up like I actually made like 70% of that trade. I put like $200 into it, and it went from, I don't know if they did a splits or whatever, but the equivalent of like I bought it around $30. And it ended up going to $100 a couple of months later. I was out by like 50 or 60. Because I was like, whoa, this is crazy. And yeah, sure enough, now it just popped back up on the scanner. That's really funny. That and my biggest botch ever. I think I put like $500 into NVIDIA in 2016. Because they were releasing like this new, it was basically like a Game Boy, the equivalent of like a Game Boy. It was a gaming console. Funny enough, that never worked out. That wasn't the reason that stock went higher, but yeah, that was another big swing and a miss, if you will. Monaco's back. There's nothing moving, but I saw it. I don't know if you could hear me. A DDD popped up on my scanner. It was the first stock I ever bought when I was like 15 years old.
No way.
It was funny to see it coming back here. ATNF, people are saying ATNF moving. Hold on.
Yeah, we got it pulled up. Definitely a pretty strong swipe back. This is kind of everything I was saying pre-market, where this stock's just going to be hard.
Yep, and that is being hard right now. Like Matt and I talk about this a lot. Not a huge fan of buying stocks under VWAP. And then now we're just here going straight up. There's not been a new buy over VWAP yet. So, but we'll see. Like I said, I mean, oh my gosh, this is about to go straight from low of day to high of day. That is
hard, dude. It's just hard.
That's hard.
That's just not an ideal trade.
No, it's not. And I'm not to say a billionaire play turns a stock into like a real company, because this has always been a pretty sketchy biotech stock, but like it's trying to become like a real company now. And like real companies don't always give the easiest entries either. It's not always, waiting for that. Sometimes they just move up. How's SPY doing? Oh my gosh, high day. That is crazy. Not SPY, TNF.
Yeah, SPY bouncing back. I think they just dumped on this like weird Trump lawsuit thing, which is probably meaningless, but
it's funny nonetheless.
Yeah. Man, this ATNF. In order for me to trade this, guys, honestly, like we're gonna have to go sideways at least for 10 minutes, ideally a little longer.
It just went low a day. It's about to do pre-market highs now.
I know, dude. That's what I'm saying.
Oh man. All right. Well, at least there we go. Like we might be slowing down here. So maybe an opportunity to start consolidating a little bit.
Yeah, I think SPY pulled again. I think that's roughly where VWAP is. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you're right. We've just had so many of these days lately where we gap up and then kind of, that's a misprint, but gap up, sell, gap up, sell, gap up, sell, over and over and over.
Wrangling shorts, says Anthony plays chess. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who's getting wrangled right now. Longs might be getting, well, ATNF, I guess shorts are getting a little bit wrangled here, but.
Anthony, are you good at chess?
Matt Monaco claims to be pretty good at chess, you know.
I don't think I'm very good at chess.
I feel like you could be pretty decent at chess.
I feel like if I tried, probably. Yeah. I've probably played chess a total of 15 times in my life, you know, I just haven't played.
Yeah, you strike me as a chess guy.
Is that the glasses talking to you?
Yeah. There's a couple things that lead me to that conclusion, Matt, but I won't go through all of them.
Oh boy.
I don't even know what that's supposed to mean.
X4 still hanging around. Again, kind of watching that 190. I don't really know what this rumble on's doing here. BTI just flirting with a red green. I think ATNF might give us that trade over I guess 620.
Yeah, I mean that's the level now, right? And so I mean, again, kind of got the double whammy setting up there, where it's like it's a fake high day break, but it's you break through the fake breakout, and now who's stuck? The big problem there is it's already dipped down 50 cents a share. It's got to set up a better risk level for me. If that were to be a trade that I take.
SPY thinks flirting with lows here. Weird day.
I don't give a darn.
Weird day.
Yeah. No, I mean, again, these are some of those days where they happen. Can't deny it. And it's days like these are important. Really, if you see anything, well, at least for me, I'm speaking from my perspective. If you're going to try something, you don't need to go full size into everything on a slower day. And most certainly don't need to be trying to trade everything, because these are days where you can chop yourself up pretty easily.
SPY looks like a little new lows there. Yeah, hit us with some questions if you got them. I know we don't have unlimited time here, but we got some. Kind of a disappointing day, and that just happens sometimes. This ATNF is, I think, the best setup still.
I would agree.
Risk is tough, though.
I know. You almost have to be starting in on dips.
This 570 is what you'd want to risk, but I don't even know if you can.
It's a 50 cent a share risk. I just don't envision this running $1.50 from 620. And the thing is too that 620 level, it's not just key on the intraday. If you go back to October 16th, this thing traded like 100 million shares, and that's its low a day is 620. It's 630. So like that's gonna be a tough level to really get some juice over. At least in my eyes.
Yeah, we just broke below it too.
Yeah.
Pure pH. This one, it's just not volatile, which is so strange.
Yeah, because it's not a big float. It's not it. By all accounts, this should be moving a lot more than it is.
Let's see. Do any of you use an online journal or chart tracking system? Yeah, I use a tool a lot called TraderView.
Yeah.
It's usually a pretty popular tool out there. You can connect your broker. You can import trades. You can like tag them, journal them. So yeah, that's what I use. No complaints. I like it. Do either of you use multiple monitors? Yes, I actually got I got 3. Bryce, I know, is traveling. I don't know how many Bryce has in his truck here.
Yeah, I use so what I do when I'm traveling, I actually am getting a monitor like mounted on my wall here soon. But for now, I just actually have my 2 laptops set up. So I use one of them to actually place my orders and the other to chart.
ATNF pretty fugly hold down here. So yeah, I mean, I'm glad I avoided that. Like it was as we were saying. Halted down, dude. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So glad good avoid. Good avoid.
Very good avoid.
And that's kind of all I got now for stocks. ATNF was really the only one I was watching. They just killed it. PRPH is just gonna be this weird grinding thing. So I don't know if I want to participate.
Yeah, I don't see myself taking that one. I mean, I don't hate Rumble, RMBL Rumble, but it's very similar kind of problem here. I just don't think the upside range is that high, and like if I'm going to take it here at 320, I got to risk like 390. I got to risk 30 cents a share to try to get 30 cents a share. So a lot of times I tell myself that just because a stock looks good doesn't mean it's a good trade.
SPY bouncing around. I think that's what's causing a lot of this. What in the world's going on action? BNMR fresh lows. I think they're definitely probably using that ATM based on just how it's trading.
Yeah, I'd be inclined to agree there. Yeah, what do you guys have any questions here? With the ATM on BMNR, are shorts trapped? The opposite, actually. Probably low. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily. Well, yeah, longs are probably trapped. I mean, it's up, almost 100% from lows of this bounce here. But no, I mean, ATM is basically just, again, for those who didn't hear what Matt was saying, they are able to sell $20 billion worth of stock to, it's supposed to be to like fund their operation. So it could be like a net good thing in a couple of months, in a couple of weeks, but in a very short term sense, like, no, I would not say shorts are trapped with an ATM.
They only, just building on that, they could be stuck if this like ran, because usually that's a pretty short bias thing. People get excited on the short side with an ATM because you have that fundamental reason for it to go down.
But just because it should doesn't mean it has to.
Right. The most disappointing stock of the day, in my opinion, is Circle. I was excited by this, and I keep watching for a bounce, but nothing. Just straight fade since open. Well, I think time we got left. Let's talk about some Tradefunder here.
Let's.
So guys, you know the drill. What is Tradefunder? I'm going to pull up my screen.
Yeah, Tradefunder, ladies and gentlemen, is the reason we're here today. They've partnered with Stocks to Trade, which is a trading education platform. Tradefunder is a funded trading account, right? So they're looking for traders to take good trades, to grow them, to grow their money, and, well, for you to grow your money as well. So this is why we're here. We're here trying to help you guys do just that. And so with Tradefunder, what you can do is actually get access to a $25,000 funded account, which is pretty sweet because all you got to put up is $800 plus the $99 platform fee, which is even cooler because normally if you were to go to Tradefunder's normal website, it'd be $1,400 plus the $99 platform fee. So you're actually getting this deal at roughly a $600 discount. And so for you putting up that money, they're going to get you access to that $25K funded account, which does come with some rules since you're trading with their money. Namely, number one is that they have risk management in place, which I actually think is probably one of the best things that you can do because, one of the big reasons that a lot of new traders actually fail is because they do take too big of losses. And so by having those rules in place, this is always something I would literally reach out to my brokers that I used, and E-Trade would always be like, no, you control your own risk. Here, they're like, no, you have to. This is our money. And so it forces you to trade smart. It forces you to be cognizant of what you're risking. Now, that risk number one is that daily loss limit. So this is how much money that you can lose within a single day before they basically say, you're done for the day, come back tomorrow. It's going to be $1,000, which on a $25,000 account, I think is actually a bit generous. I don't think you should be losing $1,000 in a day with a $25,000 account. So you want to stay under that level. Now, they also have a max drawdown where they're actually just going to cut you off completely. They're going to be like, all right, you're done. You've lost us too much money because this is their money. So what that means is that you're putting up $800 plus that $99 platform fee. They're going to allow you to lose up to $3,750 total, which is essentially, for those of you who aren't good at math like myself and have had to think this through a few times, that's essentially they're giving you roughly $2,900 worth of extra losses that, well, it's not going to be put on you if you lose. They're going to bite that bullet for you because they're betting on a couple of you guys going out there and really crushing it. Ideally, the more the merrier. That's why we're here. Now, the reason they're taking that bet is because since they're giving you roughly $24,000 worth of buying power, actually more than that worth of capital, they do take a profit split. It's going to be an 80-20 profit split for this account, which for those of you guys who actually prove that you are really consistent, you are profitable. Once you go out there and make $15,000 with Tradefunder, they're actually going to reach out to you to talk about maybe getting access to a bigger account with better profit splits, which is really cool. So yeah, that's going to be kind of the main rules with Tradefunder there. Now, should also mention, right? You also get $100,000 of buying power, but that can't all be placed into one stock, right? So you've got basically $25,000 to use in 4 different stocks. And you can spread that out how you like. It just cannot be all, you can't put more than 25K into one account. Jeff says, where can we see a list of the rules? On the link that we are about to drop in the chat. That will tell you everything. Actually, everything that I've just gone over. If you're sitting here being like, Bryce, shut up, I could read this online. I agree. Go click the link and read it online. And you're going to answer a lot of your own questions that you got here.
As Levy says, you follow the rules and everything will be okay. Exactly. I mean, the rules are pretty straightforward. They're great trading rules. There's not really any hoops to jump through. They're just asking you to go out there, be a good trader, They want you to make money with their money. We want you to do that. I'm sure you want to do that as well. So take it seriously. And, the way I look at it is, in order to trade these stocks, you got to have a brokerage account, period. End of discussion, right? And you can either go out there, you can fund a Webull, a Robinhood, a Schwab, whatever you want to fund. And maybe you have to put a couple $1,000. If you want to get above that pattern day trader rule where you want to trade more than 3 times in a week, you got to put $25,000 in there. And yeah, I mean, that's a barrier to entry. That can be frustrating for some people. Tradefunder makes it much simpler because going through here, using that link, which is a discounted link, you'll be able to then get started with just $800 plus this little platform fee, which is to use their platform to trade on. And now you've got a $25,000 account. So, instead of, again, opening an account with $5, $10, $15, $20,000, you can open up one now with $800, get all the same benefits, and your downside's limited. Your upside is unlimited. So yeah, take a look. I mean, I think it's a great opportunity, especially for those new traders. That link also, by the way, I'm going to put on the screen. If I had to go back and do it again, this is where I'd be for sure.
I actually want to go to Mina really quick. So I'm so excited to open a Tradefunder account. I made my first trade and I lost. Now, first of all, congratulations for actually having good risk management there. You kept a small loss. But I want to go to the second part of this question. Does that mean I'm under the PDT rule now? No, because you're trading out of basically a bigger pool. So like losses are part of the game. You're going to take some losses. And actually, I think this is where it's great is like, you're not risking your own money. You're risking Tradefunder's money. Now, since they're giving you 25K, they have a much bigger pool of money. So if you can take that account down to the max drawdown, which no one wants you to do. So try not to do that. But no, you're still going to be over the PDT. They've got a much bigger account that is over the PDT, and you're just trading a pool of that. So if you take a small loss there, you're still going to be able to freely trade. Don't let it stress you out here. And again, great reason, would you rather be doing this with your own account, or would you rather be doing this as a part of a thing where you've got a bigger drawdown to go through here? You can take a few of those losses. It's, yeah, I think it's a really good question. We do get that every now and then. I want to make that clear. You're not under the PDT.
Great question.
Yeah.
Someone says, can I fund an E-Trade account if you want? Like, go for it. If you want to use Tradefunder, yes, you do have to use Tradefunder's accounts. And that's what that link is there for. It makes it pretty simple and straightforward to get started. They've got a platform. They've got a web platform. Very, very simple to use. And yeah, I mean, I would highly recommend. I use it. I have it pulled up every day. So go take a look. I think, it's probably not the great fit for everybody, but that's why we're here, just to show you that, hey, this is an opportunity. And maybe that's an opportunity that you were looking for to get started, to try to jumpstart your account. And yeah, I know Bryce and I are jealous because when we got started, we did not have this opportunity. And
we had to grind to get access to a 25K account. We had to grind. Yeah, it's gotten so much simpler. And again, it's cool because this is like one of the first opportunities of its kind. They're partnered with T3, which is one of the biggest prop firms in the US. So this is a really great opportunity that, it's really only been around for as long as we've been, well, a little bit longer, but couple months now. Like this is great. This is a phenomenal opportunity. And it's why they're really excited to get some traders trading with it here, because and we're here to teach you guys how to look for the right trades. And on days like today, when did not necessarily hit the gas, it's okay. I'm glad Mina lost small here too, not taking a big loss, kind of going what we're talking about here. Yeah.
Long story short, click the link, go take a look and go sign up. I'm excited about it. We'll be here tomorrow morning as well, trading again. And not only does Tradefunder help you out with more money, but then you can trade more stocks too. You can trade your Tesla, you can trade your Apple, you can trade, stocks like Circle, like I was talking about, because you just got more money. And at the end of the day, the truth of trading is to make good money, you generally need more money, right? So go take advantage.
I just saw a question from Kevin saying, can I pause if I don't want to trade during August? Can I wait until the month is over? You don't have to trade. You do not have to trade. We get this a lot because they obviously Tradefunder wants you to make money. They also don't want you to lose money unnecessarily. So you don't have to take trades during it. Yeah, if you're not feeling a trade for 3 weeks, you're all good. Wait for the best.
Absolutely. On that note, there's a couple questions about commissions. There are some small commissions involved, but they're on par with like the industry. So
yeah,
that's standard. Cool. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it today. I know, apologize. There just wasn't much action out there. And some days that's how the cookie crumbles, as we tend to say here. So
sure do. Well,
in the meantime, use this day to take advantage. Study up, maybe get a funded accounts review, and we'll be back at it again tomorrow.
Yep. Guys, we'll see you then.